Stop trading liquidity incorrectly. You can catch trades like this if you know how to trade liquidity correctly. So if we are looking at the higher time frame here to get an idea of the liquidity target, as you can see, we have swept this sell side liquidity right here, which was an extremely strong draw on the liquidity because we have inversed these fair value gaps here. Therefore, now that we have swept this sell side liquidity, we can go to the charts and look for potential long opportunities. So as you can see, we are now on the 1 minute time frame and we have swept the sell side liquidity there. As well as that, we have a bearish fair value gap created. Now, I do not look for shorts from bearish fair value gaps. I only look to long from bearish fair value gaps. And the way I do that is I wait for them to be inversed. So as you can see on our next candle, we will disrespect this fair value gap. All that means is we get a candle close above that fair value gap. Therefore, that will be our entry. Our stop loss goes back below if we get a candle close below this fair value gap. Our first take profit will be simply this buy side liquidity right here. Then we can hold runners to the main buy side liquidity target, which is all the way up there. And this is the trades that you can catch every single day, and this is the trades that I catch live on stream. I've had a 100% win rate this week trading my simple day trading strategy. Now, as you can see, we are currently respecting and trading inside of this big 1 minute bearish fair value gap. As well as that, we are also respecting this bullish fair value gap. Now, unlike most ICT traders, I do not take long positions from bullish, or I do not take short positions from bearish fair value gaps. I do the opposite. So in this case, I only take short positions from bullish fair value gaps. And the way I do that is I wait for the fair value gaps to be disrespected and inversed. As you can see on this next candle, we have now had a candle close below this bullish fair value gap. Therefore, I will enter into a short position. My take profit will simply be this equal lows down here, which is an extremely strong draw on liquidity. And my stop loss will just be if we get a candle close back above this fair value gap. And this is my 80% win rate day trading model that I trade every single day live in Discord. I just caught a 100 point move and called it live for my Discord. So as you can see right here, this is the trade that I took and this is how I caught it. So this is a price action I was looking at before I caught that 100 point move. As we can see, we are respecting bullish fair value gaps to the left. Therefore, I am looking for a reversal long because we have this high right here, which is a very strong draw on liquidity as it was created from news. We have these two bearish fair value gaps. Now I marked out this top fair value gap and I was waiting for this fair value gap to be inversed, and as you can see, this fair value gap has been inversed, so this is where I entered into my long position. My stop loss was if we got a candle close back below that fair value gap, and my take profit was simply this high right here, which is an extremely good risk to reward ratio. As you can see, it is a 1 to 6.5, and this is a trade that I caught live today in my Discord. So if you do want to watch me trade live, I trade live every single day completely for free. Stop using fair value gaps incorrectly and you can catch trades like this every single day exactly like I do. So as you see right here, we have this bearish fair value gap. Now, most ICT traders will only be looking to short from bearish fair value gaps, and what I actually do is I only long from bearish fair value gaps. And the way I do that is I wait for the fair value gaps to be inversed and disrespected. So if we play at the price action, as you can see, we have now disrespected this fair value gap. We have our buy side liquidity target up here. As well as us disrespecting this fair value gap, we have also swept sell side liquidity. But most ICT traders would see this not as a sweep of liquidity. They would see this as a break of structure or market structure shift to the downside, which just means another reason why most ICT traders would not be catching this trade, whereas me and my Discord did. My entry will be on the inversion fair value gap. My stop loss will be if we get a candle close back below the inversion fair value gap, and then my take profit is simply the buy side liquidity. I did not get stopped out there because my stop loss is a candle close below the fair value gap, and this is a trading strategy that I trade live every single day in my Discord. The link is in my bio. I've just hit 1,600 Discord members and I trade live in front of them every single day. The link is in the bio if you want to join. And this is one of the trades that I took on my funded account. As you can see right here, we have created a bearish fair value gap. And my bias for today is long, therefore I am only looking for long positions. I'm not interested in short. We have this bearish fair value gap. Now most ICT traders would actually be looking to short from this bearish fair value gap, but I long from bearish fair value gap. As you can see, this fair value gap has now been embossed, so what I'm going to do is wait for a retracement back into the fair value gap. My stop loss will be if we get a candle close back below this fair value gap, and then my take profit is this buy side liquidity right here. So as you can see, that is a very nice risk to reward trade, and if we play at the price action, as you can see, price taps into that fair value gap perfectly and then shoots up for my take profit. If you want any proof that I took this trade, then everything is in my Discord. I also trade live every single day. I am funded with over $200,000, and this is how you can use fair value gaps to determine where price wants to go. So as we can see, we are currently respecting this bullish fair value gap. Now all I mean by respecting is having your candle of the body close inside of the fair value gap, not below it. If this candle body was to close below this bullish fair value gap, this would turn this fair value gap into a inversion fair value gap, but it hasn't. So for now we are respecting this bullish fair value gap. As well as that, we have this bearish fair value gap. Now unlike most ICT traders, I don't look to short from bearish fair value gaps. I only long from them, and the way I do that is I wait for a candle close above the fair value gap. Like we have here, this candle close has now closed above this fair value gap. The body has closed above the fair value gap. Therefore, I will enter into a long position. My stop loss will go if we get a candle close back below this bearish fair value gap. And as we have inversed this bearish fair value gap here, I can expect price action to come up and take some sort of buy side liquidity. And as we can see, we hang around in the fair value gap for some time and then come up and smashing our take profit. And this is how you can watch price action, watch fair value gaps to determine your bias and enter trades. If you want to watch me trade live, then make sure you join my